There was a woman at that party you actually wanted. You saw her the second you walked in. She made the room go quiet. You didn't approach her. You approached someone else instead. Someone safer. Someone who wouldn't make you feel like you were reaching. And you told yourself you were being realistic. You weren't being realistic. You were obeying a line you drew for yourself. One you don't even remember drawing. It has a name. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Dante was at a party. Two women across the room. One was exactly his type. Stunning, the kind of woman who makes the whole room recalibrate when she walks in. The other was attractive, but safe, not intimidating. Approachable. Every part of Dante wanted to walk over to the first one. He walked over to the second one. I asked him about it after. He said, "She was out of my league." I said, "Says who?" He didn't have an answer, because there isn't one. No one told him that. No one put him in his place. There was no rejection, no data, no evidence. He just had a line. A ceiling. An invisible wall he'd installed for himself somewhere along the way. That's not a confidence problem. That's an entitlement problem. Every man has what I call a deserve line. It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's not about status, at least not directly. It's an internal setting. A threshold. A subconscious calculation of which women feel like they belong in your world. And which ones feel like a different category entirely. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Women can read it immediately before you open your mouth. Not because they're running some conscious analysis, but because the men who have a high deserve line move differently. They don't hesitate the same way. They don't perform the same way. They don't treat attractive women like rare events, they treat them like Tuesday. And the men who have a low deserve line, like Dante, they broadcast it too. In the approach they didn't make. Dante moves like someone operating slightly below his own standard. She feels all of it. She's been feeling it in men since she was a teenager. Now, Vic. His deserve line is set higher than almost anyone I've met. He's not the best looking man in the room. He's not the richest, though he comes from money. His game isn't some polished tactical system. There are guys who spend $50,000 on bottle service in a weekend and go home alone. Money doesn't build entitlement. But Vic gets more tens than almost anyone I know. And he said something to me once that explains exactly why. I only want tens, everyone else is invisible to me. No performance, no bravado. He just genuinely meant it. He really believes he deserves the most beautiful women. Where did it come from? He was raised in an environment where he always got the best. Best schools, best car, best everything. So his nervous system, from the jump, was wired to expect the best. His deserve line was installed for him. Most of us don't get that, which means most of us have to build it manually. Before you push back, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this just arrogance? No, and this matters. Entitlement is an internal baseline, a quiet, settled sense of what belongs in your world. Arrogance is performing superiority you don't actually feel. One is real. One is a cover for the opposite. Women can tell the difference in about 4 seconds. So how do you build it? Manually, deliberately. Here's the framework. I call it the entitlement loop. Step 1. Approach above your current deserve line. Not way above. Just one level past what makes you want to talk yourself out of it. The woman you'd normally pass on. Step 2. Survive it. You might get rejected, you might not. Doesn't matter, your nervous system registers one thing. I did that, and I'm fine. Step 3. Your line moves. Not because you decided it should, because experience expanded what feels normal to you. Step 4. Approach the new level. Repeat. Entitlement drives approach. Approach drives experience. Experience deepens entitlement. Entitlement drives higher approach. The loop builds itself, but only if you start it. And when you're in the approach, when the spike hits and the voice says, "She's not for you," here's your tool. I call it the belong line. 2 phrases. Internal. Said to yourself before you move, "I belong here." Then, "I've been here before." Not affirmations, not hype. These are reality anchors. They interrupt the scarcity signal your brain is sending and replace it with familiarity. They're telling your nervous system, This is not a rare event. This is not a reach. This is just Tuesday. You can't fake the deserve line on the outside, but you can start rebuilding it from the inside, one approach at a time. Noel's deserve line was set low when I first met him. He'd approach all night, just never the women he actually wanted. He told me the ones he wanted felt unrealistic. I told him one thing. For the next month, only approach women above your league. No safe options, no fallbacks. If she doesn't intimidate you slightly, don't approach. He pushed back. Said he'd go home empty-handed. He did, for 2 weeks. Then something shifted. By month 2, the women he used to call reaches were his baseline. Women who felt like a different species started feeling like people. His deserve line had moved. Not because he decided it, because he'd built the experience. Now, Dante, the woman at that party, he ended up talking to her. Later that night, after we had this exact conversation, nothing tragic happened. He wasn't a different person. He didn't die. He just stopped obeying a line he hadn't chosen. She gave him her number. Leagues don't exist. The deserve line does. And you're the only one who said it. You don't need to become a different man. You need to stop letting a limit you drew at 18, when you had no reference, no experience, and no framework. The loop starts with one approach, one level above the line. One moment your nervous system registers, I did that, and I'm fine. That's it. Don't be most guys. Episode 5 is next, sexual neediness. And this one is rarely talked about, because the thing that's killing your attraction with women isn't that you want sex. It's the way that want leaks out of you without you realizing it. She feels it every time, and it repels her before you even make a move. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment. What does your deserve line actually look like?
So I just won $200 in a bet. I want to celebrate and buy you some drinks. But I'm behind 6 months on child support.